Hello there, friends. Happy Labor Day weekend to you. I hope you're all having a real nice time this weekend. Got some time off, relax, and get ready for those last-second drafts that are happening before kickoff starts. We are going to do today a PPR draft, drafting from the 5th position in a 12-team league. And we're going to try a strategy. We're going to try the zero RB strategy. Now, for those of you not familiar with this, what we're going to do is in our first 5 picks, I'm going to draft 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback. And then for round 6 through 10, I'm going to draft nothing but running backs, okay? So we're going to avoid, obviously, we're going to miss on all the elite, highly touted running backs, but with all the recent upheaval that's happened, the Jarrett McKinnon injury, the Ronald Jones injury, there are actually good options in the middle rounds for running backs. So we're going to see what kind of team we can build utilizing this strategy. And of course, I want to end up with obviously an elite level tight end, an elite quarterback, at least one elite wide receiver, but I'm probably going to get at least 2. So I think we'll be in really good shape. So we're going to try this out. And of course, this is a PPR league, so we're maximizing the benefit of the PPR bonus essentially by going this route. So we could see how it turns out, and of course, like I said, it might be a little bit controversial because we're going to skip out on someone like Saquon Barkley or even Alvin Kamara, who would be a great choice for as a PPR running back. But like I said, we're going to go this route. We're going to see what kind of running backs we can get in those middle rounds. And I think you'll find that they're not bad. They're pretty good. So I'm excited to see what happens. So we got a minute and a half till the draft starts. And we are going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help us pick players today. You can access my app through my website, ffmaverick.com. Please go there today, check it out, sign up for a free account. You can use a restricted version of the app. Try it out on a couple of mock drafts, see what you think. I think you're going to find it very helpful in finding the best players this fantasy season. And of course, it is constantly updated. Just updated today, all the new information with all the changes that have been happening with the final cuts off the rosters and everything else. So we have to answer 3 questions in order to get it set up. So the first question is, how does your league score points? This is full point PPR. Do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, and then we're going to enter draft mode. So we have a 12-team league, and we are picking 5th, and of course, hopefully, I am hoping that I get Antonio Brown with my first pick. That's really what I'm looking for. I am possibly considering, if Antonio Brown is somehow taken in the first 4 picks, take Alvin Kamara with the first pick and go with that. And let's see what happens. And then we'll do, tight end, quarterback, 3 wide receivers, and then we'll take our second running back. So that would be my backup plan. But here's how the app works. So you can see here we got our position filters, and down here these are the draft mode filters. So what this is, this represents each round of the draft. So when we click on one, we're looking at all the players available between our first pick and our second pick. But instead of being ordered by their draft position, they're ordered by their value. And the draft looks like it is starting right now, so of course it'll come to us pretty quickly. But you can see why I want Antonio Brown, the number 1 value player in the league in PPR. So he should absolutely be our first choice. You can see here that Julio would be our second choice, but again, he's being picked 10th. That's why I would think I would go Kamara, who was right here. Offers, again, fantastic value for this point of the draft. Now, the other columns I like to look at are we have the outlook rating, which is calculated. It's a calculation of basically their intangibles. What's their game volume? What's the situation with the team? What's did they get a new contract, or is it a contract year? There's all sorts of things. And if you want to find out what the criteria is, there's both positive and negative criteria. Positive criteria add stars. Negative criteria subtract stars. You add those numbers together, you get a net number. So I like players with 4- and 5-star ratings, although I will consider players with 3-star ratings as well. But you can see down here on Antonio Brown, what are his positive criteria? High reliability, high consistency, elite wide receiver volume. All right. On the negative side, same coach, new offensive coordinator, because their longtime offensive coordinator is now on the Browns. All right. So anyway, so that's how that works, and you can look at that on any player. Also, on the end, we have the consistency and reliability rankings. Consistency is a scale of 1 to 10. You want as close to 10 as possible. All right. So you can see Antonio Brown scores 7 out of 10, which is very, very good. And reliability, high reliability. We want high reliability players. I will consider medium reliability players, but I do tend to stay away from the low reliability guys. I don't want to take a gamble on that, especially when we're talking early in the draft here. So let's see what's going on. So it is very slowly heading towards us. You can see Bell Gurley. That's very typical. That's what we're seeing in just about every draft. But again, I think all the, either Alvin or Antonio Brown are both awesome. They both offer very high level of points, nice amount of consistency, high reliability. So those would be my two choices. And we see David Johnson taken. I am going to just bet that Denver takes. Oh no! Look at that. He took Julio Jones. That is very surprising, very shocking. He would bypass Antonio Brown. I am not going to bypass Antonio Brown. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take him. And then what we need to do is move on to the second round. So we are going to click on number 2. And we're going to look, and you can see the highest value player for us in the second round is Davante Adams, who offers a very nice value, 5-star outlook, 9 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. I love Davante Adams this season. I mean, come on, he only plays with the best quarterback in football, right? He's gotten at least 10 touchdowns each of the past 3 seasons. That's his floor. I think is going to be much higher this year now that he is the true bona fide number 1 with Jordy Nelson being gone, right? So I love him. Below him, you got an AJ Green, 4-star outlook, 6 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. Not nearly as good on all these markers. We could go elite tight end. We could go Rob Gronkowski. And again, he offers 5 stars, but the consistency and reliability just isn't where I want it to be. Devonta Freeman would be a running back, but again, we are going 0 RB. We're going to see what kind of team we can build. Mike Evans, I think is actually a very good choice. He offers good value, 4-star rating, 8 out of 10 consistency, and high reliability. I think I would choose him over someone like AJ Green. So let's go back here and see how we're doing. We still have 10 picks till our next pick, so I'm just going to pause the video. We'll come back when we're within 3. Okay, we're back, and you can see that Odell Beckham went off the board very late. That's very unusual. A lot of guys getting picked before him, like Keenan Allen and Michael Thomas. That's very surprising. I would have totally taken Odell Beckham first. But there's Davante Adams. He's sitting right there. I think we got a good chance to get him. I'm not worried. You see Rob Gronkowski right below him. Mike Evans right below him. So I think regardless of what happens, we're going to end up with a good option here. I hope to get Davante Adams, though. We got him. Look, the guy before us took Rob Gronkowski. So let's go ahead. We'll take Adams. And so we started out wide receiver, Brown and Adams. I love that pairing. That's very nice. So let's move on to the third round here. And we want to start looking, what quarterbacks. Do we want to go with Aaron Rodgers? Now, I've got to say, I would be much more inclined to go Cam Newton. And we don't need to take him yet, which is great. But I think in the 5th round, I wanted to take Greg Olsen. So I think what we'll do is we'll reserve the 4th round for Cam Newton, since there's really no, we could take Brady too, but I like Cam Newton more this year. So I think maybe we should just go one more wide receiver. So let's see what we can get for wide receivers on this round. We do have some nice options, although you can see, it's not as good as it has been. But our number 1 value choice is Stephon Diggs, who, even though I like him, he did sign that big contract in the offseason. So that kind of hurts his value a bit. He does have nice consistency, only medium reliability. Again, I want high reliable, high consistent guys. Demaryius Thomas is also, he's an okay choice. I do have concerns about him, his age and all that. Again, his outlook is 3 stars, but he does have 8 consistency, high reliability. But really the guy I like the most, I think, is T.Y. Hilton. With Andrew Luck being back, T.Y. Hilton is a wide receiver 1. So if we're rocking our team with Hilton, Adams, and Brown, wow. That is a killer combination. T.Y. Hilton does have a 4-star rating, nice value, 9 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. Golden Tate is another option here if T.Y. Hilton happens to get taken. I like Golden Tate as well. 5-star outlook. He's in a contract here, so I like the upside that always involves. 8 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. So I'm good with going with either one of those options. So we will just wait and see what comes around here. And we have 2 picks. So let's see. So there's T.Y. Hilton. If Travis Kelce somehow possibly makes it to us, I think I would grab Travis Kelce here as well. And look at that. He did. Wow. Travis Kelce should have gone in the last set of rounds. I very much like his situation. Talk about an elite level tight end for our team. Let's go ahead and take Kelce. Now we don't need to worry about taking Greg Olsen in the 5th round. We can take Cam Newton instead, so that means we can reserve the 4th round now for another wide receiver. So let's see what receivers are in the 4th round here. And we got some interesting choices here. Juju Smith-Schuster, he certainly offers a lot of upside, but we already have Brown, right? I don't really want to double up on Pittsburgh wide receivers, right? I don't think that's a good strategy. Marvin Jones certainly is a very reliable player, not great consistency though. And, you got the emergence of Geronimo Allison. Is Geronimo Allison on that team? Whoever the third wide, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But anyway, not particularly thrilled with his outlook, but Chris Hogan, I very much like. He offers fair value, 5 out of 5 star outlook, 9 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. So, not as good a reliability as we want, but with the Julian Edelman suspension and the contract year for Chris Hogan, I think it's going to be a big year for him. He will be the number 1 wide receiver on that team and the number 2 most targeted player behind Gronkowski, of course. So I really like the idea of going Hogan as our 3rd wide receiver in the flex position. So I see here that we have 11 picks till our next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this till we're within 3, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, we're back. So we can see that Chris Hogan is right here. And one thing I did note was that Tom Brady did come off the board. We expected him to come off the board. So we are taking a chance by waiting till the 5th round to take him. But you know what? I think we got a good shot at either him or Russell Wilson. Should Cam Newton be gone, I think both are pretty good options. So I'd be happy with that. So I think we should just go. Let's go with. Oh no! And look at that. Chris Hogan just got taken. Someone's forcing my hand here. Let's see. What wide receivers could we get in the 5th round? Robert Woods, Marquise Goodwin. Those would be good options. You know what? I think I'm going to take Cam in the 4th. I'm reaching for him a pick early, but I don't want to miss out on him. So let's go ahead and take Cam. And all right, come on, Seeley, make your decision. Let me get my guy. And he is going to take his full allotment of time to get to us. Again, I don't usually take quarterbacks this early. I like to wait. But with this particular strategy, we want a super solid core of non-running back players. And then after the 5th round pick, we will then completely focus ourselves on grabbing 5 running backs. And I think we'll be in a pretty good place. So he has used his entire time. So let's go ahead and we will take Cam Newton. Again, taking him around earlier than I would have expected or wanted to. So that doesn't, that's not great. But let's take a look here and see. So Robert Woods offers the best value for the 5th round as far as PPR goes. But, he only has a 3-star outlook. Who else is here? So Marquise Goodwin, again, also a 3-star outlook. And then we have a lot of running backs. Look at that. So, let's see. If we go to the 6th round, what running backs are still available? When you get to this point, again, not awesome choices, but I think we should go with Robert Woods. I think he's going to be a solid producer. I certainly trust him more than I trust Brandon Cooks. And so, and there's Brandon Cooks right there. We, of course, can see if someone else better falls to us. Josh Gordon is someone who I'm really not interested in. Michael Crabtree, I'm not interested in. Emmanuel Sanders, I'm not interested in. Corey Davis, yeah. So it's really just Marquise Goodwin and Robert Woods. So let's just go with Woods. We'll go with our original plan, and then starting with the 6th round, we will go and just go nuts on our running backs. So I mean, let's take a look and see what can we get as running backs in the 6th round. We've got Duke Johnson, Tevin Coleman. I think Tevin Coleman is probably going to be our pick for that round. Contract year for Tevin Coleman, 5-star outlook, 6 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. That's very good, even though he doesn't offer great value. Again, we're in a PPR league, so running backs usually don't have great value. But we are not trying to win on our running backs. We are just trying to get a stable of running backs to slot in there each week. But I'm basically intending to play my 3 wide receivers, my tight end and my quarterback, my elite tight end and quarterback each week. That's what's going to give me the edge. So it is almost our pick here. So we have, and it's Demery once again. So let's see if this guy takes his full allotment of time to make a decision. And it looks like he is going to do it again this time. Let's see here. And so let's look down the list here a little bit. So, Sammy Watkins does have some touchdown appeal to me. Oh, there we go. Now it's us. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to grab Robert Woods. So he's our flex wide receiver, so that's pretty good. And we already kind of talked about for next round, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause this till we're within 3 of our next pick, and we will figure out who we're going to take. And we're back, and you can see we got Tevin Coleman right there. And look at this. Alfred Morris is still available. Now, this is someone, obviously, last man standing in San Francisco. There was a season-ending injury to Jerick McKinnon that happened yesterday in practice. So Alfred Morris is the guy, because Matt Breida also is dealing with a shoulder injury. Alfred Morris does know Kyle Shanahan's system. They work together in Washington, so I think that he is a great pick here. So let's go ahead. We're going to take Alfred Morris as our RB1. I know that's crazy, but I think he's going to be a decent producer for that offense. I trust Kyle Shanahan and that offense to be productive. So that's fine. So let's keep going here, and of course Tevin Coleman is gone, so that's too bad. Let's go to the 7th round and look at running backs. So we got Kerryon Johnson, Chris Carson, Peyton Barber. Not fantastic options here. Obviously, none of them have great value. I think if we go with the producer that actually outplayed Ronald Jones, right? He outplayed Ronald Jones all preseason. Peyton Barber's on a contract year. He's got the best outlook of the 3. Not great consistency, but high reliability. That's what you want. I think maybe he should be our target. Chris Carson could also be a decent choice here. I'm just not sure I trust him. He does have reliability issues. He only played 4 games last year, but he is the number 1 running back in that backfield. And again, Rashad Penny having issues, weight issues, injury issues. And then Kerryon Johnson is the rookie, but he's behind LeGarrette Blount. And so I'm not really sure I would fully trust taking someone like that this early. So I want the guy that's going to be in there. Peyton Barber is the guy that's going to be in there. So I think we should target him. But of course, if someone better comes along, we will look at that as well. So we got 5 picks to go. I'm just going to pause so we're within 3, and we'll see what we can get. All right. So I was just looking for Peyton Barber, and of course, he has already been drafted. So that happens, right? So we got to go with our next option. Now, here's another interesting option, Carlos Hyde, right? He switched teams in the offseason, so I don't like that. I don't normally take those kind of players, but he is the number 1 in that backfield. So I think, when we look at it, I think he is certainly a better choice than Kerryon Johnson. Certainly a better, I think he's probably a better choice than Chris Carson too. So let's just go with Carlos Hyde. He did not appear on my list because he was filtered out because of the changing. Jimmy's argument filters takes him off because of I don't like players that change teams. But again, we're going with what can we get in these 5 rounds for running backs. And I do kind of like the idea. Carlos Hyde was very good last year, so we'll see what can happen this year. So we've got the core of our team together. So let's review, all right? So Cam Newton's the quarterback. Travis Kelce is the tight end. We've got Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, and Robert Woods as our wide receivers. And now we have Alfred Morris and Carlos Hyde as our running backs. So pretty good. I actually kind of like that. I'm interested to see what we can end up with our next running back. So let's go to the next round and kind of see who's available. And there is a very obvious target right there, Tariq Cohen. I do like his upside in that Chicago offense. He does have high reliability and a 5-star outlook. Not great consistency, but you know what? He is fair value. We also have Rashad Penny, again, having weight issues. Jamal Williams, who I just don't like at all. I'm not interested in him, but I think I am probably going to target the other running back, Aaron. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he's coming up later. Let's see, where is he? He would be. Oh, okay, it's already back to us. So let's see if Tariq is still available. He still is. So, and we got, and look, Kerryon Johnson's still there as well, but I do like Tariq Cohen very much here. And I see Sony Michel coming up. If he's available after pick 100, I've got no problem taking New England running backs after pick 100. He would be great if he is still available. But let's move on to the 9th round. And what do we got here? So we got Rashad Penny, Matt Breida, James White, and Adrian Peterson. Boy, of those four, again, just not great value. Adrian Peterson offers no value at this draft position, so I'm really not interested in him. We could grab Matt Breida as the backup to Alfred Morris, but I don't really want to do that. We got James White. Now there's the New England running back that also could be very useful. And again, we're past pick 100, so I would take a New England running back at this point. We'll see if Stoney makes it to our next pick. And you can see we've got 4 picks to go. And Isaiah just came off. Okay, that's not surprising. And Kerryon just came off. Okay, so we got Penny, we got Sony Michel. All right, so Sony Michel. Oh boy, James White is looking much better right here. I think I like the idea of taking James White at this point. So let's go ahead and grab him. All right, he's already proven himself to be an asset on that offense. And so we're going to get one more running back, then we're going to go back to finding the best available guys. We want to get a couple more wide receivers and all that. So next round, boy, just not great options. You got Marlon Mack, injured running back for Indianapolis. You got Matt Breida, injured running back for San Francisco. So just nothing really good there. Who else is available on this round? Maybe we should go with a wide receiver. And you can see Mohamed Sanu offers some nice value at this point. Again, this is PPR, so he has some value here. 4-star outlook, high reliability, 4 consistency. It's not a bad option. You can see there's some other quarterbacks down here. I'm not really interested in even taking a second quarterback. But we can also look at the best available running back. But Mohamed Sanu could be good. Tyler Lockett could be good. He is also dealing with an injury. What is his injury? What's he dealing with right now? Toe. Oh, well, that's not good for a wide receiver. But he has the potential to have a very good year. All right, let's see who's available. So, there's Marlon Mack, right? Giovanni Guerrero, I'm not really liking any of these options. Marlon Mack we could take with the hope that he is going to get better and will become the lead back. But I see Jordan Wilkins down here. I'd be much more inclined to take him. Not now, obviously. So let's see. Who else is available? We got Paul Richardson. There's Mohamed Sanu right there. Paul Richardson is intriguing, but I think Mohamed Sanu has more value. So let's go ahead. We'll take Sanu. And I know we didn't stick to our guns with the running backs, but frankly, I wasn't really thrilled with that. So next round we could grab Theo Riddick, who does have value in PPR, and he does have a role on that offense. I think he might be a decent choice to take as our 5th running back. But let's see who else is available. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause till we're within 3, and we'll see what we can get. Okay, it came back to us very quickly, and so Marlon Mack is still available. But let's see here. We were talking about taking Theo Riddick, who would be a decent choice. We got Ronald Jones down here, and there's Aaron Jones. That's the other guy I couldn't think of. I think I want to grab him. I think he'll be a good stash. So let's go for volume, right? And let's hope that this toe injury isn't too serious. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Marlon Mack here. And we will see, like I said, if I grab Aaron Jones as our 6th running back, or even Latavius Murray, I like both those guys. Let's jump to the round 12 and see who is available here. So we've got Ronald Jones right there at the top of this list for the best value. I think if he lasts that long, I mean, that's a pretty good option. Jordan Wilkins not offering any value. Jeremy Hill, no value. Of course, that's New England. I'm not going to take another running back from New England. Ty Montgomery, I just don't trust the guy. He can't stay healthy, so I don't even want to bother with him. So we will, and let's see what else is available. Who's the best value player? Well, Ronald Jones is the best value player. Okay, that's interesting. As far as wide receivers, we got Deshaun Jackson. Anthony Miller could be a nice upside wide receiver to grab at this point. But I kind of like the idea of grabbing. Let's grab our 6th running back, and then we will round out our bench with with a couple of wide receivers, because you can always find decent upside wide receivers late. Like we'll maybe grab a rookie, but I would really very much like to get Aaron Jones. And would Aaron Jones even be available maybe a round later than what we're thinking? Let's see. Oh, look at all these. Right. Oh, look at that. Aaron Jones, we can wait on. So let's go ahead and look here. Ronald Jones is the number 1 value pick of this round. So let's go ahead and we'll take him. And I think if we could get Aaron Jones on the cycle, when it cycles back to us, let's grab him, and then we'll grab one more wide receiver, maybe Cortland Sutton or something like that. So we are now in the 13th round. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll grab Aaron Jones. He doesn't offer a great value, but he's the best runner on that team. And I think once he comes back from this suspension, and he's dealing with an injury, but he can't play for the first 2 games, so I'm not too concerned about it. So let's go with that, because if he could emerge as the top running back, I think that would be a huge boon to our team. I also do like Latavius Murray just a lot. I think he's got a great role on that offense, and I think he's going to have a bigger role than most people are expecting. Oh boy, you know what? I'm going to go with Latavius. Aaron Jones. I'm going to take Aaron Jones. We're going to go with what we thought initially. So let's go to the 14th round. Who's the best available player? What do we got? Christian Kirk, wide receiver. That could be a decent choice. We don't need a tight end. Ryan Grant of Indianapolis. That could be interesting. It is a contract year for him. Bunch of defenses. We're not going to worry about defenses. We'll take a defense with our final 2 picks. Quincy Enunwa, who's dealing with an injury. I don't want to deal with that. And that's about it. Not a lot of options, but I do like Christian Kirk. I think they didn't pay him $40 million for nothing. So let's find Kirk and grab him with our final bench. Oh, look at that. Mike Williams is still available? Oh, shoot. I'm going to take Mike Williams. I'm going to go upside on that one. That's an upside pick right there. So that looks pretty good. And then as far as defenses go, let's see what we can get. Oh, there's still good defenses on here. I like the Broncos. I like the Saints. I like the Patriots. Everybody's talking about the Bears now with that Mack trade that happened yesterday. So that could be interesting, although Khalil Mack literally just joined the team today, so I don't anticipate him. Oh, look, the Bears got taken. There's all that buzz about the Bears. Love the Patriots defense. We'll see if that makes it to us. Chargers could also be good, but they've had some key injuries, so I think I'm going to stay away from them. All right. Back to us. All right, well, let's grab the Broncos. I like that. That's a good option here. And then we'll have our kicker, and we should be able to get ourselves a decent kicker. So let's review the team. So we've got 7 running backs. We got 5 wide receivers. Our quarterback, Cam Newton. Our tight end, Travis Kelce. So our running backs are Alfred Morris, Carlos Hyde, Tariq Cohen, James White, Marlon Mack, Ronald Jones, and Aaron Jones. All right, so we actually do have some pretty substantial depth on that position. And who knows, maybe 1 or 2 of these guys breaks out. That's what I'm really hoping for. Now, our wide receiver core, I love it. Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, and Robert Woods. It's a fantastic core. We then have Mohamed Sanu and Mike Williams and on the bench, so that's pretty good. We got the Broncos defense, and I'm going to guess we're probably going to end up with Mason Crosby. That's like I get him whenever I can get him. He's a buff. I love the buffs. Go Colorado. So anyway, I think that turned out pretty well. I'm actually not hating this team. I think I wouldn't mind bringing this onto the field. It is a little hard passing up all those elite option running backs, all those decent RB1s and RB2s. But hopefully these guys that we picked will emerge and will have value enough to get us enough points each week. But overall, I mean, the rest of the team is great. I love our core five, our first five picks. That's very, very nice. So anyway, I invite you to please go check out my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft. Go sign up for a free account. You can access the app for free. Try it on a couple mock drafts. See what you think. If you like it, please subscribe. That unlocks all the features of the app, including the PPR list. You're not going to have access to the PPR list on the free version, just standard points. But run a couple of mock drafts with it. See how it works for you. I think you're going to find it's going to be very helpful in finding the best player at each and every point in the draft, and that's what's most important to success in your fantasy draft. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Have yourself a great day and have yourself a fantastic draft. This is Jimmy Maverick.